3 times this month.
I gotta eat. You gotta feed me. Works out.
Shut it. What do you want?
A lot of crime going on. Need help?
I've got things well under control, thank you very much.
Ha! What about all the murders you never solve?
I said shut it, Vidoc!
Think about it. He solves them. You get the credit.
Tell you what. Solve a murder, I'll give you a weapon out of the bin. Meanwhile, I have more important things to do.
Hey! I know the streets. I can help you out.
Why would you?
Because that stinking stupid pig of a police minister doesn't have the stinking stupid sense to do anything that might give even a grifter like me hope that someday, this city might not be a shitty place to live. And because I'm bored out my bloody mind!
Oh, for the love of God, Vidoc, shush!
Something kind of creepy about monks. Closed up like that in a big building. Sometimes that's hard on people. Better check out the monastery here on the island, though.
Dear Lord, Friars Stanislas, Bernard, and even the respected Friar Benoit, and then Friar Jean, all dead. It passeth all understanding. 3 monks survived, praise God, but I dare not think. Is it possible that the murderer is one of them? Bah, ridiculous. Which of them would be capable of such an atrocity?
So much happened. First, the death of the elder monks. Friar Jean served them wine, and they immediately became very tired. They went to bed and couldn't be roused. I ran to the doctor. When I came back, what did I find? They were all dead. And there's Friar Jean, strangled at his desk.
Saw a monk right over there, starting a fire he was. A fire, here in the vineyard. Well, I yelled at him to get on out of there, and he ran off.
I am very worried about Friar Honoré. He and Friar Jean were quite close. I fear Jean's murder has affected Honoré's sanity.
God's will cannot be understood by mortal man. We search and pray and do the best we can. Small hints can be discerned, say, in the writings of prophets. I believe Nostradamus is one. God's will cannot be understood by mortal man. We search and pray and do the best. The conspirators were foretold to die in their sleep. Jean was victim of a fratricide. Is it murder to fulfill a prophecy? It's all coming true, I tell you. Even this.
He's a bit off his nut, if you ask me. Arrest the madman. 9 times out of 10, you're right. Go ahead.
Follow up on what you found. You'll get there.
A poor student came running down the stairs and out the door. Very odd. Nothing bad has happened, I hope.
Présence assez importune, citoyen.
I went out back briefly. When I returned, I found these flowers scattered in a trail out into the street. Then a man dressed in shabby black robes, you know, like a poor student, came running down the stairs and out the door.
J'ignore ce que j'ai pu faire, mais j'en suis désolé, vraiment. Laissez-moi partir. Laissez-moi m'en retourner.
C'est totalement différent.
Je ne sais pas ce qu'il en dirait si je le savais.
Pierretta a pris sacrifié, aujourd'hui seulement. Allez, on en profite. Hey, citoyen.
L'important est de se tenir éloigné des flammes et de ne pas s'engager dans quelque aventure.
One more time through, please.
Figaro, who was it you were speaking so intently with just there?
A young student who shows much promise. He is very talented and witty. He speaks with refinement and, well, as you have seen, he has a very pleasing...
Very pleasing, I assure you. Very pleasing.
He has one great failing, which I fear will impede his advancement.
A failing, did you say, Figaro? What failing could such a one have?
He is in love.
Good. Stop there. Where are other actors? My name is Pascal. I generally play second lead, although frankly I'm the superior actor. Barto's the leader of the troupe, so he casts himself as first lead. First lead. He can barely remember his lines. Likes to mix it up with the actresses as well. Unprofessional. He's not well liked. Laurent, in point of fact, hates him. Laurent's a bit of a turd himself.
I'm Rose. I've been acting with the troupe for some time. I'm married to Laurent. I'm worried about him. Neither he nor our lead actor have shown up today. But if he does arrive, don't let him see you talking to me. He's very, very jealous.
I am the actor Ficron, loved by all from Marseille to Ghent. We have a tight-knit theatre troupe here. We all get along very nicely, although, well, Pascal can be difficult and argues endlessly with Bartol. But nothing serious. What do you ask?
Voici ma dernière heure. Adieu, pauvre troupeau. Il faut bien que j'ai l'âme justice et de voir votre succès de toute cette idée.
J'en suis ravi. Voilà la récompense de vos brusques erreurs, de votre impatience.
Sur le lit de l'amour.
I am the actor Ficron, loved by all from Marseille to Ghent. You are a clever man. It was my finest role. I waited until Laurent killed Bartol. Then I killed Laurent. Any man who has a sister will do the same. Ah, hello. So delightful to see the man who put me here, where I have no audience.
Actors. I'd give them all the chop if I had my druthers. See what you like.
For a steer in the gas.
C'est quand même une belle pièce, on devrait la prendre.
Poor Susanna.
She was a favourite of that citizen de Sade that came around so much. He never treated her proper. I told her, send him away, but he pays so much. Look, ropes, whip, that's de Sade all right, randy bastard. Oh God, there's men coming and going all the time. I didn't see de Sade last night, but he could have been here. Comes here a lot. It was too dark for me to see him proper. But there were some odd goings on last night. One John came in but didn't stay long enough to really do anything. And then there were two men, but only one went into Susanna's room.
Allons, gentilhomme. Ne vous faites pas timide. Il n'y a aucun mal à regarder.
C'est le bon diamètre.
Seigneur, lâchez donc cette mégère à la lippe velue. Venez plutôt vous divertir en ma compagnie. Vous verrez, je ne suis pas farouche.
Dis-moi, trouve bien Gironde.
Pourquoi autant d'agit...
Come on then, you old reprobate. Unhand my master.
You, shut up.
It's quite all right, Olivier. This may be amusing. Back to jail. It's all too delightful. Really? Murder a girl? Those days are behind me. But I do enjoy the farce. I did visit Susanna with some frequency, but not last night. I'm sure my valet can confirm my whereabouts. There was a young man, some days ago, perhaps rather too taken with my philosophies. I recommended Susanna to him. It's not impossible he might know something.
What cheer, Arno?
I'm unable to say what the Marquis was engaged in last night.
Arno.
It was a rare night off for him. If any of his personal effects are missing, well, he gets caught up in his activities and becomes careless. He could have left them anywhere.
En vérité, cela ne s'est pas fait. Voilà qui est paré.
Étrange manière de faire de
Hey now.
Sure, I made that whip. Well, I suppose it could belong to de Sade. I sell him all sorts of things. But, you know, there's a student, strange fella. He wanted to buy all the same things that de Sade bought. Seemed to think de Sade is some kind of god or something. I've got his address in the delivery book. Let me see. Yes, here it is.
l'intérieur a besoin de manger.
Et toi, nous sommes d'accord. Le peuple donnera la voix.
Susanna, Desard told me about her. I arranged a time and thought about all the things I would do to her. I started to lose my nerve, though, so I drank a couple of bottles of wine. By the time I got there, I couldn't go through with it. I turned around and left.
Anything else?
I heard two men in the dark just when I was leaving. One of them said, "After it's done, come and meet me in the church courtyard at Saint-Nicolas-des-Champs. I'll pay you there."
I'm here all the time. I've got nowhere to go. Who are you looking for? I saw a couple of fellas meet here late last night. One of them was dressed all fancy. Must be a servant. I overheard him mention his master, the Marquis. Afterwards, the other man went into that building right there.
Hé, qu'est-ce qu'il y a là-bas?
Seigneur, mais d'où sortez-vous? Eh bien, vous espériez repartir avec mon argent?
Il y a 10 jours, j'en perds le compte.
Les gens ne respectent plus rien.
Oh!
C'est long à cuire.
I'm unable to say what the Marquis was engaged in last night. It was a rare night off for me. After the degradations that I've suffered at the Desards' hands, I jumped at the chance to put a gruesome end to the man. I do hope you're proud of yourself. That animal Desard should be in here instead of me.
A Jezebel killed. Hardly a crime in my estimation. Take your due.
On dirait qu'il se passe quelque chose.
Oh, monsieur, I am distraught. Who could have done such a thing? He had not a single enemy. All I know is there was an article in the newspaper that made him very upset.
A woman just tried to kill me. Me! I managed to wound her, but she ran off. She grabbed a dagger, an heirloom. I twisted it away and stabbed her. This is her blood here. She fled through here. You can see the blood.
They glory in their ancestors' deeds, vile torturers. They glory in their ancestors' deeds, vile torturers. Their ancestors decimated the Templar Order. They deserve to die horribly. You should not have put me here. I was righting an ancient wrong.
Any fool could have figured that one out, I imagine. Still, take a weapon if you like.
Get over here! I'll finish you quick if you ask nice!
My poor dear Etienne. I was afraid such a thing would happen. I feared just such an event for weeks. My husband has endured many death threats ever since his vote to spare the king. He even took the extraordinary precaution of hiring Armand to protect himself.
I am Madame Gérard. My husband and I were invited to dine, and I was looking forward to a lovely evening. The Hennebert are known as a delightful couple.
I hope I'm not to blame in any respect. It was I who advised Hennebert to invite the Gérard. I hoped to calm the murderous political situation. The wine was poured, and we all drank a toast to letting bygones be bygones. Hennebert immediately fell choking to the ground.
Citizen Hennebert was a political opponent, but he certainly had my respect, and my wife and I were delighted to accept his invitation. I understand that one of his servants has gone missing. That seems odd indeed. Citizen Hennebert was a political opponent, but he certainly had my respect, and my wife and I were delighted to accept... Well, he voted to spare the king! Such men are traitors to the revolution! He was a traitor to the revolution! I should get a medal!
I still can't make this one out. The glass won't break. Odd. Go ahead, choose.
What, a gold tooth? Not many folks with gold teeth. There's a barman right close by, at the Limping Dog Tavern. I'd hate to think he's been killed.
I found that bag sitting in the mud. Did you see? A gold tooth. I only know one man with a gold tooth. He lives with his daughter on the Rue de la Verrerie, number 5.
What'll it be? Gold tooth? Yeah, this front one right here. I'm damn proud of it. Real tooth got knocked out in a bar fight.
Pas ce geste. Merci à vous. You and all your bloody kind. Merci.
Bella, listen to me. You mustn't carry on this way.
Oh, Jamie, he's been gone for days. What shall I do? What am I to do? I can't sleep. I scarcely eat. My father has disappeared. He's easily recognized. Tall, has a gold front tooth. He can be rather strict, but he has my best interests at heart.
Bella's father went out to make some purchases 3 days ago and never returned. The grandmother is always making lists of errands for him.
I'm the girl's grandmother, bless her heart. I'm too frail to run errands, so her father would do them. I'd given him a list and sent him out to buy some things. I don't remember everything that was on that list, but I did want some things from the merchant right down the street on Rue des Lombards.
Bella's father went out to make some purchases 3 days ago and never returned. The grandmother's always making... Yes, I turned him into mincemeat, and he deserved it, old miser. I should have chopped you up into haggis as well.
Chopped him up, eh? Nasty business. Well, pick a weapon.
Gaspille.
Show some courtesy. I must perfectly capture the death of such a hero to the people. I need to focus.
Don't just gape at me, citizen. Move on!
They rounded up suspects and took them to Saint-Germain prison by the gendarmes. They're lucky if they survive the trip.
Why have we been forsaken? He was a true revolutionary.
I've seen so many women coming in and out of that house, you'd think he was running a brothel. What are you doing? Did you see that?
Marat was one of my patients. I was treating a horrible skin condition he developed while hiding in the sewers. I'll write you the address if you think you might find something there that'll lead to the swine who did this. Marat spoke often of how he might be made a sacrifice for his people. His prophecy is fulfilled.
Qu'est-ce que j'en sais? Peut-être qu'ils sont heureux à l'intérieur. C'est pas que je sois pour la
A woman came in here last week and bought that knife. That ebony handle makes it one of my most expensive, but she didn't care about price. She asked about the address of some hotel. I've never heard of it, though.
I was sent to his house to kill him, but the job was finished by the time I got there. With what Marat was publishing, it was either him or us. I don't recognize that list of names as Girondin, but you could ask some of our leaders. I'll write you an address. Go there and show the list.
He was so obsessed with the revolution, he spent all our money on it. I hardly got the attention I deserved. I suppose he died how he wanted. A martyr.
I'd be lying if I said I was heartbroken. Jean-Paul drove my lover away. So overprotective. And with all the enemies he's made in Paris, I was living in constant terror.
I did it. The bastard deserved it. He got my father killed. My father was no traitor. That filthy scum Marat was.
He was so obsessed with the revolution, he spent all our money on
Find
it.
the proof it's me
I hardly
soon
got the
enough.
attention I
I
deserved.
just wanted his death
I
to
suppose
send
he died
fear
as he
into the
wanted.
hearts of
A
Marat's
martyr.
believers for as long as I could.
Que nous apporte la divine providence aujourd'hui? Divine, je sais pas si c'est le terme. What? Now? You don't look so good, citizen.
I don't recognize that list of names either. But it's quite the coincidence that the first letters of those names spell the word Providence.
Bah oui, quoi donc les gens? Je les trouve épanouis, heureux de vivre. Pourtant, ils l'ont voulu, cette révolution. Certains, pour sûr.
Fidèle monture a rendu son dernier soupir chez Pignon et Fils.
Venez plutôt vous divertir en ma compagnie.
Vous, un ardent partisan de l'aérostation à air chaud, l'une des merveilles modernes dévoilera ses... La science du vol.
Mais comment peut-on accepter qu'on laisse ainsi de telles bêtes sauvages en liberté?
Mais bien sûr. Si vous venez me voler, ne vous gênez pas. C'est la troisième fois ce mois-ci. Maintenant, demi-tour et repartez d'où vous venez.
Je t'ai déjà dit, Pierrot.
Je ne me souviens pas, vous...
Plaider pour leur cœur avant de pouvoir toucher leur cul.
Que puis-je...
faites-vous
Au
ici?
juste,
Dois-je
maintenant,
appeler la garde?
écrasez-les. Faites-en de la bouillie.
Ils mangent la poussière des rues.
Que puis-je... Si vous venez...
Comment ça?
Retenez votre bras, par pitié, je n'ai rien fait de mal.
Et ce genre de choses aussi.
C'est bien.
Pauvre.
Oh. Hein?
You'll find the proof it's me soon enough. I just wanted his death to send fear. I killed one man to save 100,000. There is no turning back. Soon I shall accept the embrace of Madame Guillotine, a humble offering to the citizens of France.
Can't say I'm surprised about Citizen Marat. The man had plenty of enemies. I'm surprised he lasted this long. Go ahead and pick a weapon. Quit bothering me.
Having trouble? It's a tough one, isn't it?
Who would do such a thing? Oh, my poor Alexandre. We had a rendezvous. I arrived at the stroke of noon, and that cannon suddenly fired. He was instantly killed. As far as I know, he hadn't an enemy in the world.
Hey, good looking. Oh, the murder. I feel sorry for the poor guy, but it was a real show. Pretty much blew a giant hole in him. You know who you should talk to? Sergeant Saint-Brie. He's the veteran loads that cannon every morning. Check Café Février. Table by the window.
Last night, I did manage to wake up and I swear I saw somebody fiddling with the cannon. Then he limped away. Cripple, I guess. I comped out.
I come by every day to set my pocket watch. I saw the young man waiting over there, holding a bouquet of flowers. Then bam! Very upsetting, as you can imagine. I did notice one thing. The cannon usually points in a different direction. I heard the shot and all the screaming. I'm the inventor of that cannon, you know. Quite ingenious, I think. Unfortunate business, the killing, but it will bring attention to my invention.
quite often. I would say this morning, in fact. It's the only time I've seen someone sitting with the sergeant over there. As it happens, I recognise the man. I served under him as a fusilier. Colonel de Frolois. As it happens, I think I know the man from the army days. I don't recall the name, but I believe he became a scientist of some sort. He may actually work at the Collège de Quatre Nations.
Damn it, I missed the old thing. Nah, otherwise today pretty much like any other. Unless you count the old colonel who come limping in early this morning, had a coffee with a sergeant. They seem like old pals.
I am Sergeant Sandry, veteran of the Corsican campaign, and I don't take kindly to jokes, young man. It is my honor and duty to load that damn solar contraption every damn morning. I load it with scraps of paper. Paper! Couldn't hurt a child. Today was a day like any other. Now, leave me alone.
Get back here! I'll tape your stunning, I will! I want a word with you! Mais qu'y a-t-il?
I've just heard. Oh man, I can't understand it.
Ma foi, je ne trouve rien de suspect.
J'ai même aperçu un abbé défroqué. Il est des choses que l'on n'achète pas. C'est bien vrai. D'aucuns croient qu'il suffit de... Le capitaine de la garde sera là en moins d'une minute.
Whoever you are, take care to speak to Citizen de Frolois with the greatest respect. He is a veteran of the Corsican campaign, and his military prowess is only matched by his scientific expertise in chemistry and ballistics.
My time is much too important to answer impertinent questions. Address yourself to my aide-de-camp.
La distinction d'un homme est tout
Good morning,
entière dans
citizen.
son chapeau.
I'm afraid that we cannot accept any more entries into the contest. However, you can still make a monetary pledge to the revolutionary cause. Just sign here.
Vous trouverez les dernières merveilles du monde du tabac à briser chez Michaud. À la fin. Plus exotique et un choix exceptionnel de tabatière. Je ne sais pas trop quoi en penser.
My time is much too important to answer impertinent questions. Address yourself to my aide-de-camp.
Demandez aux citoyens de céder le passage aux pauvres travailleurs, assurant le déplacement des ossements de nos ancêtres vers leur lieu de repos définitif, sous les rues de la ville.
My time is much too important to answer impertinent questions. Address yourself to my aide-de-camp.
De la capitale.
It was a stupid mistake. My only thought was to disrupt an experiment. But I am the most deserving scientist. Just look at how ingenious was my plot. It was a stupid mistake. My only thought was to disrupt an experiment. But I am the most deserving scientist. Just look at how ingenious was my plot.
Any fool could have figured that one out, I imagine. Still, take a weapon if you like.
Having trouble? It's a tough one, isn't it?
What are you doing here? This is a private tragedy. If you must know, I am Amélie Monvoisin. This was my elder sister, Valérie Duclos. I refuse to believe that Georges poisoned her, even after what she said. Valérie and I were quite close, but I must say, she was simply dreadful the entire evening, drinking too much, insulting everyone. The worst was when she announced she planned to denounce Georges to the Committee of Public Safety. If you must know, I am Amélie Monvoisin. This was my... Damn you! Interfering where you're not wanted. Valérie didn't deserve that money. I did much more for the honor of the family. She was nothing but a vile, hectoring drunk. You. If I were you, I'd be careful what I drank.
I love a hot chocolate myself. I believe I'll have one now. Meanwhile, see if there's something you want.
shocked. He was quite meticulous, but I didn't mind. He'd even given me lessons last night. Professor Marcel was cold, but a kind man at heart.
I couldn't stand Professor Marcel. He was so strict. I'm sure his office mate, Professor Frisson, is happy he's dead. I know he is.
May he kneel before the devil and learn the price of his blasphemous teachings. He and his students, denouncing our Lord and questioning our holiest truths.
To tell you the truth, I'd often hear Professor Marcel and Father Carrevaux arguing in the street. I did notice the professor was working quite late on my walk home past the school. The candles from his office were lit.
Chaque jour, la soupe se multiplie, le chaos va tout emporter.
Gagnez votre pain?
Hey, doucement.
Votre famille a faim? Votre avenir est sombre?
Ne s'étendront pas trop. Les temps sont au changement.
Could be Professor Marcel's experiment went wrong. Just look at that mess. Such a shame. He was a good man. Always made sure to clean up after himself. Not sure how he roomed upstairs with that filthy Professor Frisson. That man was raised in a barn.
As a fellow member of the faculty, I'm devastated. As a friend, heartbroken. Professor Marcel and I roomed together for several years. We shared our offices. Of course, we had our differences, but I'm in complete shock.
J'en conviens, mais le brasier est violent. Ne trouvez-vous pas?
L'important, c'est de se tenir.
As a fellow member of the faculty, I'm devastated. The man was a coward who'd taken it upon himself to ruin my career. I'm glad he's gone. The years I've spent on my research wasted. All wasted.
Quite the experiment, wasn't it? Best not to mess with chemicals, I think. Pick a weapon. Nothing, eh? That's what I
Having trouble?
expected.
It's a tough one, isn't it?
Finally get a vacation, only to find a headless corpse rotting in my tannery. That thing's been sitting here at least a few days. But the wound on his chest, only a custom blade could do that. I've heard rumours those awful gangs love to leave their mark on their victims.
A few days ago, I heard some strange noises outside my window late in the night. When I looked outside, I saw someone going into the tannery carrying something quite large. I just assumed it was Citizen Gilbert, working late as always. I had no clue he was vacationing and someone broke in. Otherwise, I'd have told someone.
Oh, this ring. How could I not recognize my own masterpiece? Of course, it belongs to Warden LaRue. You must return this. I'm sure he'll be looking for it. You'll find him working at the prison at La Salpêtrière, or home with his wife, Madame Camille. I'll write down the address for you.
If the blade left the mark of an X, that's one of mine. I forged them custom for the Gangley Martial Law. It stands for X marks the spot or some such thing. The hooded fella, much like yourself, purchased one of those blades a few days ago. I can't be responsible for these once they're sold. Check the tavern, the Creux. It's where les marcheurs morts spend most of their time. I'll write down the address for you.
My friend, how are you?
Me? Well, I'm here to console Madame Camille, that's all. Just a friend.
My husband had many enemies. Running a prison made sure of that. I must admit, he'd been missing 2 nights before I could bring myself to tell the police. It's no secret that I wasn't faithful, but I would never do such a horrible thing.
Something was wrong. Warden Leroux was always home late, but for him to simply vanish for 2 days made no sense. I heard he'd been mixed up with les marcheurs morts, that horrible gang, but I honestly thought it was just rumors.
Oh! Il se passe quelque chose.
Admirable, n'y avait-il...
He deserved better than this. He had his faults, but he was a good man. Not that his wife even cares. Such fake tears. Always running off with a new man.
Hey, I know nothing, say nothing. I just serve les marcheurs morts their ale and carry about me business. You can take it up with their leader upstairs.
I was expecting someone to come by and pin LaRue's death on us. Sure, the Warden had some debt. But we were negotiating the release of some of my men in return. Why would I toss away a deal like that? I'm not a fool.
The horror, the gall of these vermin. Look at what they've done. Poor Warden LaRue's head placed on a pike for all in the prison to see. Surely a message to me who must follow his brave tenure. I'd wished him a good night just yesterday. I'd heard rumors of his gambling debts with Les Marcheurs Morts, that wretched gang. The horror, the gall of these vermin. Accuse me? But I'm in charge of the prison you'd like to throw me in. The irony of being locked up here. Are you enjoying this? Are you?
I was certain the wife did it. She knows the town a little too well, if you know what I mean. Take your pick.
Yes, that's one of our Bibles. We hand out so many of these to those in need of God's embrace. And that's the blood of Christ, my son. Do you feel his call? The chartreuse? That's none of your business. Best you move along. Idle hands. Everything all right?
bet, my friend.
This graveyard's been too busy for my liking. I got missing tools, and someone even broke into the catacombs. Found a pretty rosewood cross down there, though. Thought I'd give it to the convent.
Sure. Philibert was here last night. I had to cut the bastard off. That dumb drunk owes me plenty of coin. Promised he'd pay with enough shekel to last me a year. I was dumb enough to believe him. Check with the regulars. They might know more.
Was here, bought us a few rounds. Kept going on and on about his sister. I thought he was an orphan, but who knows?
Can't say I talk to him. My music keeps me busy enough.
Philibert! I love that fool. Buy me a drink, and I might remember. Maybe.
Godspeed.
Philibert? Haven't seen him. But what do you have there? Chartreuse, quite rare. You know the Carthusian monks are famous for making it, and the Carthusian nuns are just as famous for hiding it as well.
J'ai combien? Quelle histoire!
Philibert? I sent him to retrieve supplies from the merchant days ago, and he's not returned. You'd have to ask Philibert where the hell Philibert has gone. I'll write down the address, but first, I'll take my keys back. Thank you very much.
Yes, that's one of our Bibles. We hand out so many of these to those in need of God's The Lord bestowed this chartreuse to us for good reason. I would never allow a peasant to tarnish its name. Must I be made to suffer for being guided by the hand of the Lord?
I'm sure Philibert had noble intentions, but even I know not to touch that chartreuse. Find a weapon you like. It's yours.
I've actually overheard many very ghostly noises, and even the ghost speaking. Through that very door, Baudouin alone in the room, and the ghost speaking with a terrifying accent. I've heard this several times.
We just now heard a shot. We all ran to find out what happened. I believe it was the Red Ghost. A few nights ago, I saw the ghost myself. I turned a corner and saw him disappear right through this door. Dressed in red with an unutterably horrific expression.
My name is Legal, counselor to Director of Finance Baudouin. He locked himself in his office well over a day ago. For some weeks, he's been in a state of agitation. It's very sad that it ended this way.
The legend must be true. Long ago, a Bavarian murderer was executed nearby, and his red ghost has haunted this palace to this day. Have you seen the painting? It appeared from nowhere just yesterday.
que je suis promise au fils aîné du comte de la...
Seigneur, mais...
Ma foi,
Quoi que vous vendez...
je ne vous attendais pas.
Ah, si vous êtes en affaire avec le... Quoi? Je suis un vieux garçon. Ah. Quoi que vous vendiez...
My husband can be very, very jealous, but he isn't the sort of man to kill anyone.
I do not answer to members of the working class.
Nous sommes d'accord.
Come here, you...
Don't care if you owe me.
But I have no money.
Please, shut up while I beat you to a bloody pulp. I don't care, you owe me.
Couldn't have been Baudouin who cheated. He lost everything. I've seen the papers. His bank is furious. He owes his credit to thousands. Someone was cheating, but who?
Yes, I made that elixir. It's just a few herbs tossed together to make something that stinks. A wealthy fellow, Baudouin, came in. Wanted something to keep spirits away. I told him he was a fool, but he paid well enough for me to concoct this.
My name is Legal, counselor to Director of Finance Baudouin. He locked himself in his office. Well, he was a weak man. I'd make a far superior Director of Finance. It was for the good of the country. For God's sake, he killed himself. Why am I here?
I'm not altogether certain it wasn't the ghost, but someone has to be brought to trial. Take what you like.
Citizen! You! Hold there! Hey, you! Stay there a moment!
Those papers are for a patient that we just released. He always blabbered on about being a fisherman, so your best bet is to check the river. We also had a patient escape a few weeks ago. You can check their cells inside, just down the steps.
What happened? I had a paper cut, but my whole arm got infected because it's so filthy in here. Some surgeon thought he had the right to hack it clean off. The pain almost killed me.
I was fishing a few days ago and I found a body floating in the river. Cut up arms and legs, too. And it must have floated here from upstream. I didn't know what to do with it, so I took it to the cemetery. I'm sorry.
Please, help. My wife is missing. She'd just come home from the butcher, but when I went into the bedroom upstairs, she was gone and there's blood everywhere. I think it's hers. Please, help me.
That's my journal. Proof my assistant is taking jobs behind my back. He's always late and off doing God knows what. I don't care how good he is with a blade. I can't trust a man who's stealing clients. It's best to let him go.
What can I say? My boss is a good barber, but a horrible surgeon. I was using his clients to make a little money on the side. Cut out the middleman.
Murders? Well, some crazy man came by here rambling about a corpse. That's all I know. How about some fresh pork? My assistant can give you a perfect cut. He's a little slow in the head. Came in here a few weeks ago begging for work, but I tell you, the boy has a gift. A gift that finally leaves me some time to get some fishing in.
I just want to work. I won't bother no one. What do you want? I must work. I just want to work. I won't bother no one. Let me cut meat. There was so much to cut, so little time. So much meat left to cut. Can't stop. Never stop.
Horrible. That's the last time I fish in those waters. Have a look and see which weapon suits you.
The purse belonged to my boss, Madame Beaudry, and she hasn't come into work yet. But the bottle, we sell plenty of tonic, but without the label, I can't tell you. Our chemist Nicholas would know if it's ours, or you could talk to Samuel Marat, the apothecary. He sells the same tonic. I'll write you their addresses. Just don't tell Madame Beaudry. Her and Samuel, I'd say hateful would be a mild way to sum up their relationship.
Les habitants de cette ville.
Yeah, that bottle is from Madame Beaudry's shop. I'd recognize it anywhere. Thank God that awful wretch isn't here today. She pays me nothing, and I've had enough. Citizen Moran's given me a better offer. Just need to procure myself a little tonic, if you'll excuse me.
That's not my tonic. You see the cork there? I always mark mine when counting stock. No mark means it's Madame Beaudry. That wretched merchant dilutes her tonics with all sorts of chemicals to keep her prices down. It's putting me out of business. You take too much of that poison and you'll be a dead man. That's not my tonic. You see the cork there? I always... So I did it! But how many lives did I save from her vile poison?
I was protecting the citizens of Paris. That woman deserved a taste of her own poison.
Where's Vidocq?
Little beast broke out again. Don't you worry. I'll catch up with him soon enough. He's not that bright. Expect to see him on the gallows one of these fine days. You're lucky you weren't poisoned yourself. Take a weapon.